just disturbing me. I don't know who those people are. They just want to disturb me. Why are they disturbing me? But wait, let me live my life. You still disturb me. You still want me with something.
Welcome back, everyone. Firstly, I want to use this opportunity to thank every single person who has dedicated themselves to listen to some of my episode, who has spent some time to try their best to listen to some of the episode I have done. It meant a lot to me, and I want to use this opportunity to thank every single one of you. Also, I want to use this opportunity to thank every single guest who have decided or who have dedicated themselves to be a part of my podcast show, to be someone who wants to impact one or two things on my podcast show. I want to say it meant a lot. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank every single one of you because I would like to say you all are the reason this is happening. You all are the reason I am able to do every single thing and also take care of a lot of finances that I have by the way. I also want to thank you for the support, the encouragement that every single one of you has also given me, by the way. Firstly, I'm going to be introducing myself as a podcast host. I'm going to be introducing myself, what my podcast is all about, who am I, and I'm also going to dedicate this time to speak about 5 episodes that I think that I would like to discuss more about. Then after that, we go for a conclusion, notice of the day and notice of the week, and also question and answer. My name is Temitope Adegoke, and I am the podcast host of the School of Heritage. The School of Heritage is a self-help, a self-improvement podcast show dedicated to self-growth and healing. It is it is the podcast show that deals with several guests around the world who comes from their insights, from the experience they've had in life. Who are these guests? These guests are coaches, professors, therapists, authors, teachers, and others around the world who they've spent their time to dedicate one thing or the other to try their best to do something in the society. And they've tried their best to bring it out through my podcast show, through an episode. Every single episode lasts for 20 to 30 minutes. So this episode are the episode that we think that will impact your life, make you grow, and also become a better person no matter the circumstances we find ourselves. Life is tough. Life is tough. And we have to try our best to see how we can try our best to conquer the triumphs, to conquer the ups and downs we find along our way. And that is why the School of Heritage is founded. And I want every single one of you to be impacted by this guest I'm bringing on board. I want every single one of you to grow and become a better person regarding regarding the podcast as well. I'll be talking about 5 episodes currently now that I think every single one of you is going to be impacted in one way or the other. Every single episode I bring on board, I try my best to dedicate myself to speak more about this episode for you guys to understand better from the perspective of the podcast host. The first person I have is Mr. Amado. Mr. Amado is someone that is from Papua New Guinea. Guinea is a country in Africa, and I don't know how tough Africa is. And I live in Africa, and as a man who is from Africa, who tried his best to fight every bit of himself to go to the United States and try his best to do every single thing he know he can do to become someone more productive in the life he find himself is so tremendously beautiful. And that is why I try my best to see how we can have a profound and interesting discussion. He talked about his struggles in New Guinea and how he was about to get to the United States. He also spoke about how we can dedicate ourselves, how we can help ourselves. There is no one who hasn't passed through one or two things in life, but that is not an excuse for us to choose a wayward life. Mr. Amado, I know what it means for someone who comes from Africa to go to a place like the United States and begin a life, triumph, setback, pain, sometimes harassment, and he tried his best to come back up and become someone productive in the society. It's an encouragement to every single one of us. And I 100% recommend you to listen to that episode. If you want to learn more about resilience, patience, and no matter the circumstances that comes our way, we can learn from people and we can turn this hardship we find ourselves into strength. The other guest I want to talk about is Mr. KP. Mr. KP Harry is a man that is a CEO of a very good company and a man that is a co-founder of a very big company, and he tried his best to see the situation we find around us. And as a co-founder of a Spedran technology, he made people understand that we have to try our best to build a sense of community. We need the sense of education to become more better. We need the sense of education to conquer every single triumph we find in our life. He spoke about a lot of things when it comes to bitterness, when it comes to pain. And he also spoke about the terms of coming together. There is a difference between coming together with the wayward people and coming together with the right people. How can I try my best to come around with the right people, even if I have a idea that can become a tremendous success in the future? How can I gather the right people? How can I gather the people that I think they will be productive and they will definitely try their best to bring up this product for the good of the society? How can we do that? These are the futures Mr. KP discussed about. It is a beautiful episode where you learn more about coming together and bringing out an idea. I do know that we are living in a world whereby people are isolated, but I can assure you that no matter how isolated that thing is, we can still come up around as humans, as positive as we are, to do something productive and impactful in the society. And that is where Mr. KP really dive into. He dive into the point whereby we could know how education could help us, could grow us, and could also make us better in the community we'll find ourselves. You can check up the episode. That is the name of the episode on the screen below, and you will learn a lot about Mr. KP. The next person I want to talk about is Mr. Robert. Mr. Robert is one of the most heartwarming person I've ever had on my podcast show. They are nice people. They are people who are very strict. There are people who even throw stone at me, who says things at me, and I do know and I do understand and I embrace every single one of it and move on with my life. And that is why I love Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts is a man who has been there. He was impacted by an African person. He grew up by an African person and he knows how it is. And he learned a lot from us. And those things are things that actually made him to develop the sense of humanity. We are humans and we'll always try our best and we'll always face triumphs, ups and downs. So, how did Mr. Roberts came about? Mr. Roberts is a man who is a climate advocate. Our climate is really fading. Our climate, we are suffering. Our climate is really, really really emotional in our time today. But how can we care for our climate? What are the necessary things we need to understand to make our climate a more warming one? I can admit to you guys currently now in my country, I have to admit to you guys in my country, I do not know about your country. It is really hard. The weather has changed. Last 2 weeks I had cough, serious cough. This week I am having catarrh and sneezing. It's happening to, let me just say, 70% of our people in the country. And how can we take care of this climate? It will look as if we are digging our own grave. We do not want to dig our own grave. This climate is the most powerful source for us. If we all on earth have issues, technology will stand. Technology will still be there. Who are the ones developing it? We are the ones developing it. Let us also try our best to take care of our climate, to take care of our surrounding. And that is where Mr. Robert drive into. You will love the discussion. He didn't make me ask any question. He tried his best to check out the question. He made the job more easier for me. He tried his best to check out the old questions, then tried his best to do every single thing more easier for me. And it's a very beautiful episode. I think every single one of you will learn from when it comes to global warming. The other episode I want to talk about is also from Mrs. Jennings. Mrs. Jennings is a relationship coach. She's a woman dedicated to relationship coach, and she's a woman who is also who is also a TV host. And she also dedicated herself to learn more and to encourage people and to coach people on how to give a genuine communication. Communication is powerful. Communication is vital. And that is what we have to understand about communication. The way we speak to people define how a person will see us. And if we want to say how it see us, that means communication really matters. In a relationship, in our family, we have to understand the kind of people we are because we spoke about character. What if we know this person is like this? How can we still work with this person when I am loud? You are loud. How can we do about it? What can we do about it? How can we try our best to use some tools that we think we can do to help ourselves in those perspective? And she really give more details. Mrs. Jennings really give more details regarding those perspective. And it is very, very heartwarming and beautiful from her, the way she scaled it up on how we can have a genuine connection and genuine communication that touch people. She also made us understand that it is not easy. Most especially people who doesn't take it easy. It is not easy. And us saying that and them letting us to understand that it is not easy to have this kind of genuine communication with people. It says a lot. It says a lot. It says a lot. I have to be honest with you. It says a lot. Also, I want to talk about Mr. Christopher. Mr. Christopher is a man who I really, really respect. He saw the gold in me and he said, Timmy, I would love to be a guest. People are different. Some will hate you. Some will say, I don't care what you are doing. But some will say, I love what you are doing. I would like to be a guest. And Mr. Christopher was one of them. He is a man who is a songwriter, is a devoter of Christ. A devoter of Christ. So him being a devoter of Christ, he has this a little bit sense of humanity that he could use to actually show love to people around him. And he spoke about song. Music is powerful. Music can change us. Music can make our life miserable. It can make our life great. It can also be a source of meditation and healing again. It depends on how we use music. If we use it well, it comes well for us. If we do not use it well, then it goes otherwise. But in our time today, we realize that people do not understand the meaning of music anymore. People are now far, way far to understand what music is all about. And it is very, very bad in our time. When you are listening to music, music should be a source of healing. It should be a source of education. It should be a source of you getting impacted or learning one thing or the other. And that is why I am pleading to the heaven. Podcast is growing, and we do not want the same thing to repeat itself. We want it to stand as something that is productive, impactful, and helping. And we hope it continues to stand that way because music was very great before, but now it isn't so. So we want to try our best to understand how can we understand better songs that heal. How can we understand it? How can we create genuine connection? What type of music do we think we can listen to that will help us to create a genuine connection with ourselves? That is what Mr. Christopher and I discussed about. You will love the episode. It's a 20, it's, I think it's a 30 minutes episode, and you will love the discussion I had with him. Also, I want to use this opportunity to thank every single person for the time, the opportunity, showing me the love, the care. It meant a lot to me. I have to make you guys understand. Last week was tough. It was tough. And they are still really hammering me. I have to make you guys understand. I don't know, nobody might be watching this currently, but it is tough. And I'm going to open up. As I said, there's always observance every week. I'm always observant. I'm always opening myself up and seeing what comes around when the time comes. Um, I am just the kind of guy whereby I usually try my best to let the guests every guest understand that we have to have conversations, and every conversation comes with a price if you want it on her. And it's very difficult for me in my time currently. I'm in a position whereby where I've gotten to, I'm being stripped off, and now I'm trying to recover. So it is not easy for me in my career currently, and it is really tough. I have to be honest with every single one of you currently. But I hope on God. I hope on the God I'm serving. I hope on every single person who has showed the companion who have also encouraged me, because it is only me and God. No one else is there. And that is why I always try my best to thank every single guest, every single listeners who have dedicated themselves to love themselves, to also do something great. And I plead with every single one of you. People will annoy you, people will upset you, people will do some kind of things. There are some things that I wish I had, I did not have. There are some things I wish went in a way I expected it to go, but it didn't go that way. It didn't go my way. And that does not mean you should be upset about it. That does not mean you should say the world is unfair with me. That does not mean we should not see the world and say, I don't think this world is for me. It is a time for us to learn and grow. Who knows if there is a better one out there? Who knows if there is something more greater out there? Let us just be persistent and be honest with ourselves always. I think if we can do that, we'll move forward in life and things will become more better. So, every single person that I'm talking to currently, if you have any question or anything you think is bothering you regarding I as the podcast host or the podcast show itself, I am pleading and I am begging to please ask. Because it is when you ask, I am going to give the answer. And it is when you ask that I am going to give the sense of response. And I can see what I can do to grow my podcast. The podcast, as I said earlier, is not easy. It's really tough for me, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying all I know I can do to bring it out. And I also need every single one of your assistance with that. It is not easy. It is tough. And also, the good news, it is early. It's a early podcast. It hasn't gotten to 5, 10, 15 years. So I am still early. So it is going to be like this, and it is normal. I also want to thank every single person for the time, the opportunity, and I will see you all next Sunday. Next Sunday, I am going to come again with another 5 episode, another discussion, and I hope I'm in a position whereby I am recovering. I hope that I'm in a position whereby things are now growing better for me. I hope so. I don't know if will get there, but it was tough. We need to continue to pray for the world. The world is wounded, and we need to continue to pray for the world to heal and for all of us to live an eternal life that we will be happy about. Not a life whereby we live and won't be happy and we won't be fulfilled by it. So, thank you very much. See you next Sunday. Cheer up and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.